question is about preserving the archival footage.
La question de savoir les éléments attachés des films sont là. Qu'est-ce que vous êtes en train de faire pour les préserver? Quel travail vous êtes en train de faire en ce moment pour la
So what? Okay. So first, this is the first time I saw this movie, and I would like to thank Jason and Sandra because I am very touched. So this is the first thing. Now about what we are trying to do to keep all this work. So this is one of the. I think this is just the beginning. So we have all our films actually that are in Paris, in France, and we are trying to restore them. We already restored two. One is Bohème Sarek, and the second is La Noire 2. We want to thank also Martin Scorsese because he helped us and he's continuing to help us. So that's what actually we are trying to do, and I hope that this film will help us. But actually, all the movies are in France, in Paris.
Are you guys eager to see the films?
Yes.
So the rights to the films have lapsed, and we're trying to figure out a way, and they have not been taken great care of, and we're trying to find ways in which the films can be restored and made available to the public, and hopefully we'll have news on that sometime in 2015, not too long from now.
Just to add to that, I mean, in addition to making this film and to restoring Sembène's existing films, certainly since 2007, we have been working very, very hard to recover Sembène's papers and his archive. Because when he died, all the papers, I mean, 50-year work was all in the house. Thanks God, Alain allowed me to go into the house. We worked together, we recovered them. Now we are cataloging them, and hopefully in the next few months, we'll be able to find a research library here in the United States to restore them, digitize them, and make them available to the rest of the world. So there are different layers, but with teamwork, Jason, me, Alain, and the Sembène family, were pretty much sure, and of course, all the people who have supported us all these years, we are pretty much sure it's a done deal.
We have time only for one more. The gentleman, is there a hand up? Yes.
So my question is, I think the spirit of this movie is about inspiring Africa, and providing a narrative that doesn't exist in Africa. What's your plan to take this back to Africa and actually inspire the next generation?
Well, Jason and I have actually started doing that. When you look at the end of after the grave, the burial ceremony, I promised Sembène that we would carry the torch. Right away, or maybe a year after that, Jason and I went back to Senegal to fulfill a Sembène dream. Sembène was an agent provocateur. He would come here to an American university and he would tell them, you know what, the West is my market, Africa is my public. That was his intended audience. But ironically, because of the way distribution channels are set around the world, distribution of African films are controlled in France. Well, what did Sembène do? And he said it in an interview in London. He takes his film, he takes a van, he takes a generator, he goes to the rural villages and to show his film. And say, Jason and I did that. We took one of his films, we took it to a village. And with help of the Senegalese government, and certainly with some foundation, that is something we are committed to continuing. Taking all of Sembène's film and starting to crisscross the African countryside and to show them. Because yes, you said, these are stories of empowerment. These are very inspirational stories. and we have a living example of that speaking to you here. Before I met Semben's work at age 17, all my dream was to become a black Frenchman. So I think Semben's work can make a difference, and there are plans for that.
Distribution in Africa is not simple as you can imagine. So, and there's been a lot of work over the last few years by a number of entities to try to figure out ways to make some distribution channels that make sense. And there's an announcement tomorrow about a BBC and Impact Partners program that has an African element. A group from Hot Docs has done work documenting all of the different people who are showing films, broadcasters, festivals, institutions. So there's now a database of people who are showing films in Africa. It's still a broken system. And so we're determined to do what we can to help get this film in front of African audiences. How we do that is going to be something of an adventure, but we're committed to doing our best. I think the vans and the projectors and the generators is a great symbolic gesture, but of course it can't reach the number of people who really need to see this film and all the amazing works that are being made in Africa and about other places that are relevant to those audiences. So hopefully we can play our part in making some sense of that system.
Let's have another round of applause for Sandra, and the explainers, for Sandra.